Let's see. What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Renee. I have not been on here for a while. I just wanted to answer a few questions, particularly about the tubes. A lot of people were asking questions about my tube video and which tubes did I use, even though I held up the tubes. Let's see. So I have my box here of tubes, so I can show it to you. We're going to talk about a few things, though, here. Okay, so this is my box of tubes. All my tubes fit in here. Okay, so let's see. Some of my specialty ones I'm not going to show. All right, let's see what we got here. This was in reference to the Clark EQ-P KT. Let's see. Thank you for the like. What's up? This is, I put on here VLA, so I must have used this for the VLA. I didn't even know I switched out the tubes for the VLA. Huh! That's cool. The ART VLA is this right here. That's a compressor. And I didn't even realize I switched those tubes out, but I must have, because if not, I would have not put that note here. And that is the benefit of going through and making sure to keep notes. These like little stickers and stuff like this really help a lot. Because it might be like a couple years later, I'm like, what did I put in that? Or like, you know, you have to replace a tube and you're like, oh, what did I use? And all right, so these were the stock tubes for the ART VLA. This is the 12 AT7, it looks like, made in China. I think they use a similar one in the ART MPA. All right. Let's see what else we have here. So the Gold Lions, these are like classic tubes that are used in a lot of different pieces of gear, but they have varying in type. So you have ones that are made in modern times, and I can't remember what country they're made in, but basically the old ones are the ones that sound better. So what I typically try to do is whenever I get tubes, I try to get tubes that were from like the 1950s or 60s. Simple as that. Ones that have been tested by like tube specialists. This is the ART MPA. Now I'm kind of wondering if earlier when I wrote ART VLA, if I meant MPA, but we'll see. We're still going. So, and thank you for the like. Got some more, okay. So this is why I replaced the tubes in this one. Replacing the tubes in the ART MPA is super easy. Takes like 5 minutes. That was my first tube swap job, and it made a huge difference. What I did was I paired the tube with the sound I wanted from that microphone. So one of them, I got a really old, bright tube. That was from like the 1950s, I think it was. And I paired that with a very dark, vintage microphone. Perfect. And then in the other one, I used like a smoky, denser, lower, mid-range kind of a tube. And I paired that with a very bright, almost, the microphone is so bright that it's almost like brash. And when I put those together, it's really kind of nice. It's crispy and it's bright. Obviously, I'm not using my tubes right now, and I'm not using my microphone right now, but